Hello, guys. This is Anthony, and I'm here with my colleague Luisa Libese. And today we want to talk about financial wellness and personal finance because it's one of a very great topic that we need to discuss about during this hard time, because we both understand that at this tough time, many people are having issue when they connect the finances with their mental health, and therefore it leads to depression and many other things. So, Luisa, I have been reflecting on how personal finance, wellness, and mental health are closely intertwined. Have you ever thought about this connection?
Wow. First of all, let me say this is a very nice topic. And thank you once again, Anthony. This is a topic that really needs to be addressed because it's something that happens to everybody. And they really have a great connection, mental health and finances. Because you find that when you have financial stress, it really affects your mental health. And that's why I really find a lot of people are really having depression, they're having stress because of finances, especially people who are really used to money. Those people who are used to money, when it comes a time and they don't have, it really affects them, and it really brings them down. So, Anthony, you find that just like two sides of a coin, okay, two sides of a coin, how we really manage our finances really has a significant impact on our mental well-being. And you find that if you're somebody who is really used to fast life, I mean that every weekend you want to go out, party, grab drinks with your friends. When that day comes and you don't have, and you can't go that out, you find that you will really have stress. And that really affects you mentally because you'll find yourself really thinking a lot. Let me give this example. As parents, when you don't have fee for your kids or even money to just buy food, it really affects you mentally. It brings you down. You find yourself just buried in thoughts, and it's really a bad thing. And that's why this topic really has to be addressed, and people really have to learn that once they manage their finances in a better way and live within their means and create a budget and just come up with the right financial strategy, then all this weight will be lifted off their shoulders. So I don't know what you think, Anthony.
Yeah, I will agree with you because when we look at our mental health and we look at our personal finances, they intertwine. They connect, as you said, because you realize if you didn't plan yourself very well at first when you got your paycheck, and it happened that you ran out of money in between there. And maybe, for example, for us who have family, when now the kids are no longer seeing you using the vehicle either to drop them in school, and you want them now to use the public means, and they continue asking you, Daddy, why are we not going with our car? Or Mommy, why are we not going with our car? So it is in a way that it will start making you to struggle. And that's why I can say this because, I have that personal experience because I used to struggle a lot with the issue to do with money. And, it used to make me not to focus on anything else because it brings the stress and anxiety and so many other things.
That's true.
And to the extent that even when you are in the house, you don't want even to talk to your wife, you don't want even to talk to your relatives, either your dad or your mom. They're calling you, maybe they need some cash. you don't have it, and you cannot tell them you don't have it. Mark you that they know either you live in Nairobi or you live in United States or in Germany or in Britain. So for them in the village there, in their mind is that you have money, even if you tell them that you don't have. So remember, all this stress is coming and they're all compiling on you. So at the end of the day, you find yourself having a lot of stress and anxiety, and that make you not even to reason well, to focus on the project and many other things that you want to focus on. Lisa?
Wow. Yeah, what you're saying is really true. And I can give an example of myself. There was a time I was really at a crossroad with my finances, and I was with my daughter. So, you know, when you're stressed, you have so much on your plate, you can find yourself just being moody, and you can even let it out on your children. So, you know, once you address this and you know the problem, where the problem is, you learn to manage your finances, you find that you just calm down, everything just falls into place. Because I had to come around and ask myself, what is the problem? And I found that it was not even good, it was not healthy for my daughter. So you see, that was going to affect her, and I really had to make a U-turn immediately, because once I'm in that place, she's not okay too. So once you're not okay, it will really affect your kids, it affects everybody around you. And that really affected me, because I also didn't want to meet with my friends. And you know, as for me, I'm not that much of a outgoing person, so I still didn't want to just meet people, even my relatives. But once you just figure out and you learn how to plan yourself, then everything just falls into place, into the right place. So I can really relate to what you're saying. It's as if financial worries create this cloud over our heads, affecting our overall mood and even our relationships. As I've just said, it was about to sabotage my relationship with my family, with my daughter, with my friends. And you find yourself just in a state of isolation, and you start getting yourself depressed, anxious, stressed. And this affects even our health, because not only the mental state, but our body in general. You'll find that you start losing weight, you start just getting some funny diseases, because you're not mentally okay. And this lowers even your immunity. And yeah, so it's better when we just find a better way to handle our finances. And once you handle these finances well, everything falls into place. Just like when you have you don't plan for your retirement as early as now, then when the time comes, you start aging with so much stress, with so much pressure. You find that you want to take and put this pressure on your kids, because you did not plan yourself. Now you want your kids to look after you, while they should be really planning and working on their lives and their families as well. So that's why we always say you determine how you will age. You will either age bitter or you will age a happy person. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yeah, what you're saying is true. And you know, I can just say that everything that we are discussing here, it's 100% affecting most of us. Because in this world, you know, it is too easy to be caught up in consumerism. You know, when I talk about consumerism, I mean that we are all consumers. We keep on ordering stuff, and the world has made it more easy for us. The technology has made it more easy for us that once you get money in your account, sometimes you cannot go and even just get that cash and have it by yourself, because it will keep on getting deducted there. for example, if you order some stuff through Amazon, through eBay, and so many other apps that are there, at the end of the day, you find out that you ordered everything and you have very little amount of money in your account that you cannot even budget it. So that's what I'm saying. At this age, you can easily get caught up with consumerism and trying to keep up with others. It becomes so hard, especially, like you find that if you cannot be smart enough to know how to walk on your lane and to know how to be yourself, then you will start copying other people, or the pressure will come in your house, either through your wife or your kids, because of all what other people are doing or what other people are spending their money to. And that might lead you now to spend the whole amount of money that you have. And, the result of that is you'll find yourself overspending. And what comes next is financial stress. As you just mentioned, Luisa, that financial stress is something that can really affect the all of you. It can affect even your sleep. It can affect when you walk, you start talking alone. You can be thrown out of your house, and then it add up another stress. Because I can give you a story of myself, because I remember there was a time that I didn't have cash, and I had already have finished what I had, and my mind was reasoning. I was overthinking what to do. And I remember that evening, because I got a job somewhere, and I had target that when I'm going to do that work, it's going to help me to pay off something that I was supposed to pay because the deadline was due. So I rushed into my car, and then I drove. But because of that stress and overthinking and not being myself, I ran off the red light. And I thank God, because my life was spared, though it put me into a lot of stress, because I had to pay. Like whenever you cause an accident and you're on fault, then you find yourself that the insurance company will increase your monthly premium. So I had to pay more insurance for 3 years, because of not spending what I had well, and overspending everything. And now I could now rush to do anything so that I can make the life, I can make my life be easy, or get other cash or income from somewhere else. So what I'm saying is, at this age of consumerism, you might be caught up. So what you need to do is, whenever you get your cash, you need to sit down first. You need to plan yourself very well. You need to be strategic. And at the end, you're going to at least avoid this issue of having stress because of lacking nothing in your account. So what you're talking about is very important. When we look at our financial our mental health, and we look at our personal finances, this thing it connect, that it need all of us to know that you are not spared when we talk about our mental health. Yeah,
that's really true. You find, to add on what we've just said, you even lose appetite. Imagine you don't eat, what happens? You just lose weight. So but on the flip side, I found that when you manage your money well, it really reduces stress. And once you have a budget and a savings plan and an emergency fund in place, it gives you a really good peace of mind when you know that you have a budget that you are sticking to. You have a savings, because why do we save? We save for the change in economic times. So when there are changes in economic times, you are already safe. So that also reduces your pressure, reduces your stress. When the kids, there are just a few things that come up at random. When kids go to school, you hear, oh, we have a trip that was not planned for. So those are some of the things that we have to also consider. And an emergency fund, we have to remember that an emergency fund should be kept at a place where you can access it within 24 hours. You don't go and lock your emergency funds for 1 year and you expect it to help you. How can that be an emergency fund? So I think we also have to just be reasonable, because once you lock it there and you have an emergency, you start stressing again. Where do you get the peace of mind when you have an emergency fund? It's not peaceful at all. So yeah.
Yeah, one thing that we need also to understand that it's not always about money, but it's about having a sense of control over your life and knowing you are working towards a certain goal. You know, sometimes we don't have that control of ourselves. So whatever the resources we get or we have, we want to use it, and then we finish all of it. And at the end, it leaves us at the bank of the river. We don't know where to go. So it's something that you need to understand, that having a sense of control within yourself, having a plan, and always being strategic. Whatever you do, you get strategic. And before you get into anything, you try to do a good research. And with that, you'll find out that you'll know whenever you are putting money somewhere, you know this money is to do something. This one is to do something. As you're talking about emergency fund, whereby that it should be in a place that you can really get it whenever you are in emergency. So, when you are I think the part of money that you can lock it for because it's something for a long time goal, you can really lock the retirement money somewhere. But remember that even if you're locking your retirement money in your fixed account, try to look at the account that you'll get interest, because you don't need just to benefit the bank. Because, a long time ago, I used to think that, bank is where people just go and keep money there. And I was asking myself, why are they just keeping money and they're not using? Where do they get money to pay their staff? Only keeping our money. But I realized that, that money, when you give them, they will use that money to do business, to invest in so many other things. Like here in the United States, you realize that many houses are being built by the banks. And, they get their money there. They put their money in real estate and so many other places. So that's why the other time we were talking about table banking, which is another way that you can really put money in and at the end get interest and dividend and invest in assets and many other things. So what matters is, are you really planning yourself well? Do you have that self-control, even in terms of the finances? Not every person that asks you for money, you give them. I was joking with someone the other time, Luisa, that, sometimes I can tell you I don't have money. It's not that I don't have it, but I'm telling you I don't have it because I don't have what to give you. But what I have is for me, but sometimes we find ourselves giving until we give everything. So at the end, it affects your family, it affects your children, it affects you after you've already given everything. I know generosity is good, but you have to plan yourself. So it's not only about money, but what matters is, are you having a sense of control over your life? And knowing you're working towards, are you working towards a goal that you have to, I remember we were reading with you one of the chapters at that time in My Pocket Friend Abroad, and we were giving analogy, like, assume you're in New York and you want to come to Maryland, or let me use an example, maybe back in Kenya, you are in Kitale and you want to you go to Nairobi, and you are driving yourself. What do? First of all, you need to know, I'm going to Nairobi. And then you have to know which route are you using to go to Nairobi, because you can still go to Kisumu and you go through Kericho and then you come to Nairobi, or you can come through Eldoret. And also you need to know the route. You need to know which car you're using. So it's like, even us, now, all of us, we have the goal that we need to achieve. Maybe we need that by the end, when we'll be 55, we need to retire. So how do you plan yourself that at that 55 you're going to retire and rest and do your own thing, do travel with your car, with your wife and your children, you know? You don't have that
With your
goal and
partner.
you don't have the really plan. I'm telling you, every moment you get paycheck, you will be having stress. And you know, when the stress comes, you get sick, blood pressure comes, so many other diseases come. So you can't even reach that 55. So you die even before 55. So it's just us planning ourselves and having that self-control. Lisa?
That's absolutely true. You know, it's all about setting like very realistic. Yeah, I'm saying it's like setting realistic financial goals that align with our values and priorities. Sorry for that. It gives us a sense of purpose and direction. Once you plan your finances, you know, at least you know which direction to take, which route to go, what you want to accomplish, what are your targets, what are your goals. You also have to analyze your achievements when it comes to the finances. So just like you said, not everything you have to say yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's what I really think that, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. And you find that you have a strain on your end, and this affects you. And when this affects you, you find that you're on your own. There's no one to come to your rescue. That's when you find yourself locked inside your house, depressed, stressed. Some don't even know when you're sleeping hungry or when you're sick. You know, that's the sad part about it. So when we just have to like work on our mental being, and one way to work towards that, it's by having a realistic financial goal and just managing your finances, working on your financial wellness, and building your financial muscles. It's just as simple as that, because you find that a lot of people who are really there's this joke a friend of mine was saying, that a lot of people who have money, you'll never see them like really struggling. Instead, they'll just be having, the stress they have is to earn more money, to just make more money, not any other stress. Yeah. So once that is their stress. That is their stress. They just want more and more and more and more. You'll not find them sick in hospital, or they have, I don't know, depression, and there are very few whom you'll find having that challenge. So it's just best when you work on your finances, when you set goals, when you work on a budget, when you just become disciplined with your finances. And the best way to do that is to just live within your means.
That's true.
Yeah. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, and there's this thing that I don't want us to forget, the importance of seeking help. Because, you know, when we talk about financial stress, we don't mean that it goes only to the specific people. It can come to anyone, because we have a lot of things. Some emergency can come, like when the sickness come in the family. So at the end, you find that all the family have some financial stress and so many other things that affect their mental wellness. So what I'm saying is, let us not forget the importance of seeking help when we need it, whether it is from financial advisors or mental health professional. You know, like if you have an issue with how you plan your money, that's what I've been telling a lot of people who watch our videos and who attend our webinar. You just make a call. You can call me, you can call Luisa there in Kenya, and you find yourself, we might not have money to give you, but we can have you a personal finance solution and advice that can help you, because at the end, both of us and we need to help you. Or you go to mental health professional, and you know, both areas benefit from expert will guide you and will help you. And sometimes we assume a lot, our personal finance webinars, we assume a lot when we have meetings and YouTube's discussion about personal finance, because we need to get engaged in many other things that are not even worthy. But if you can come to such a discussion or listen to it, at the end, it will help you to plan yourself. And, you know, at the end of the day, all of us need us to be free. We need to be well, financial fit, so that we can be able to help ourselves during this tough time. Yeah, so don't forget to connect with us. And I want to believe that we can be of help to you.
Yeah, that's true. I really like when our pastor always says, you can't be praying to be an entrepreneur, yet you don't watch an entrepreneur show, or any person who is the entrepreneur. You can't be asking God to bless your hands with baking, yet you don't know nothing about baking. You haven't followed anyone who bakes. You haven't watched them. Every day you are ever listening to gospel from morning to evening, yet you're praying to be a baker. You know, it's the same way. If you can't seek financial help from someone, how will you know how to manage your finances? It's just as simple as that. So you have to also act on your end. You can't be financially disciplined. You can't learn more about how to manage your financials, how to work on your financial well-being, yet you're just stuck in your own cocoon. You don't want to think outside. You don't want to follow any financial advisors. You don't want to read any financial books, yet you want to improve on your finances. How will you do that? It's just simple. You also have to seek help from outside. Yeah. So the way you've just said, it's about finding a balance and nurturing our financial and mental well-being. They are both really crucial to living a fulfilling life, because when you're mentally unstable, you can't live so well. You will always have sleep problems, appetite problems. Everything will be a problem on your end. But when you're having a peace of mind, when everything is in place, then the peace just comes naturally. That's as simple as that. So yeah. You can't, how do I say? When you have a peace of mind, everything else just falls into place. Yeah, you don't have to really have millions or billions. But when you're just disciplined when it comes to your finances, you know how to manage your finances, then you're just okay, you're good to go. Yeah. And I really love how you talk about it in My Pocket Friend Abroad, about the laws of money and everything and all that. Once you just know that, you're good. So if you don't have a copy of My Pocket Friend Abroad, I have mine. Just grab yours and learn. So Anthony.
Yeah, what you're talking about is true. Yeah, and me, I just want to give us, I can say that we need to support each other on this journey towards financial and mental wellness, because it's something very important to both of us. And if we joke around, sometimes we find ourselves into depression and many other things. So I just want to remind us that, as Luisa just spoke about, one of our book, very important personal finance tool, that you can get it in Google. If you can go to Google, you can get it, My Pocket Friend Abroad. You get, it's not only a book that should be read only abroad. That is just a name. But if you live in Kenya, you live in South Africa, you live in any other place or any other continent, you'll find out that that book is very important, that it can help you. So grab your copy. You can get it in Amazon if you want the Kindle, or you can go to Amazon and buy the hard copy. And you can also write us a review about the book. And I want to tell you that that book will help you. And remember that we have our second book that will be out soon. and we're working on it. Soon the publisher is going to release it, probably by next year, January or this December, the book will be out. The Power of Money Mindset, that has every information that we have been discussing in this YouTube. But remember also to subscribe to our YouTube channel here, and you can follow us in Instagram. And I want to believe that you're going to be in a great place of financial fitness. Luisa, do you want to remind them our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and many other places where they can meet us? And remember to talk about the kids' personal finance that we are having and people should be registering. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm just happy to share with them that this book is already changing lives. There's a friend of Anthony's who has already bought a house just by reading this book. He is already changing his life, and so many people. So if you want to change your life and turn your life around, just grab your copy. Grab your copy. Simple as that. And just as he has said, don't forget to enroll your kids. We know there's a long holiday coming, October, from November to December. Let's enroll our kids during this time so that they can be able to learn more about personal finance, and let us nurture them while they're still young. Don't let just your kids idle. You need to engage them, and the best way is enrolling them to get an extra skill, and this is personal finance. As a parent, you also need to enroll for some lessons so that you can learn how to take your kid through the same. And once again, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Concanto23. Don't forget to follow us or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Concanto23 as well. Hit the subscribe button. Let's hear your comments on the comment section, and you can email us at concanto@gmail.com. And once again, I want to thank everyone who has been a part of it. Next month's webinar, we are going to announce in our next Zoom, in our next video. So feel free to join us, feel free to subscribe, feel free to follow us, feel free to email us, and feel free to contact us at 0702182655, both on Instagram, both on WhatsApp and normal texts. For those who are abroad, +254 702182655. As simple as that. And let us help each other grow financially and improve our mental well-being, our mental state, our mental health. And once again, I want to say, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Thank you.